it was surreal. It was like, it was really surreal, because when I first was struck and knocked to the ground, I thought it was over, but then I can remember still getting hit.
A Winnipeg man viciously assaulted for being a good Samaritan. First, I have to warn you, the extent of his injuries are graphic. It happened around 1:30 a.m. Saturday here on Portage Avenue. Doug Thomas and his wife were going through the A&W drive-through when they noticed two men beating a homeless person in this bus shelter.
And then I just jumped out the door and I went running there, because I couldn't bear to see them kicking this guy like that.
Thomas tried to intervene, but that's when the men turned and attacked him.
I could hear my wife screaming, and then I was trying to block myself, and then I could hear the guy saying, "Let's curb stomp him," and they were dragging my foot. Then finally, he just grabbed my face like this. You could see where there's fingernails here. And then his other finger went right in my eye, and he tore like that. And I remember yelling, and I thought he popped my eye.
He was left with a horrendous eye injury, but the doctors do think he'll be able to see clearly again. He also had cuts and bruises all over his body. Despite the scars, he says he'd make the same decision all over again.
If I was put in the exact same situation, I'd do the exact same thing again, yes. Yeah, because, like, senseless people to hurt someone like that, you have to intervene. It's only human.
Thomas and his wife have received an outpouring of support and offers to help them. He backs his wife's response.
If you want to help the homeless, and that's my thoughts too, because there's a lot of homeless people that are living in poverty and that can't help themselves. Like even myself, I'm fortunate my wife is working, but I haven't had an income since April, and that could have easily been me. Easily.
The former communications director for the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs lost his income after being off on disability due to a tumor in his thyroid. He says it's easy for people to fall through the gaps.
I have a hard time to even think sometimes straight and communicate. Never mind navigate the health insurance through all of the red tape you have to do to keep the insurance going.
Now, I did speak with the woman who called 911. She said it was amazing to watch Thomas's act of selflessness as he sprinted and jumped over this fence to help without hesitation. She was in the car behind Thomas's in the drive-thru and said no one else stopped to help. She hopes the attackers are caught, and police are encouraging anyone with information to come forward. You can also contact Crime Stoppers anonymously. In Winnipeg, Stephanie Lasuke, City News.